Is when it came from behind.
There you go. Got you covered.
It speaks.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It says I get sunburned easy. Don't mess with me. Don't forget about
I
me.
have a very limited relationship with it. I try to pretend it's not there.
Good luck with
I
that.
tried to do one thing, it doesn't matter.
Baseball hat connoisseurs.
Amen.
I got a great Mariners hat. I was at the game not too long ago for my birthday and got this really cool, it's all black Mariners hat. Love it.
Some really cool Astros.
Yeah. I just, no color in it at all. I loved it. All right, we're ready. All right. Well, everybody, welcome again to another Transblue graduation, and we're live again. So this is awesome. It's really awesome because we've got two franchisees starting up. So we've got Rob. Rob is just outside of Detroit, Michigan. He's Brighton, and the Brighton area. So for those of you that aren't as familiar with the area, it's an up-and-coming area of the Detroit and Michigan spot. It's just south inside your territory. You've got the proving grounds, right, for Chevy or Ford?
For GM.
GM, all GM. And I don't know, it's a funky-looking racetrack, but they take a whole bunch of areas, and I know you're trying to sneak onto the course, but good luck with that. And then we got Tom over here. Tom Hartman is outside just south of Houston. It's him and his brother. His brother wasn't able to attend this training, but will be back with us for a future training. So we're glad that you were able to be out here. Interesting thing about him and his brother is they actually inquired with Vince, what was it, back in 2019? 2019, and then just through the way events worked out, it just pushed you guys back a little bit, but we're very excited that you're here today. So they're going to both be going back to their franchise territories, finishing up their last 2 weeks of training, and then really they're going to be looking forward to try to open as soon as possible. I don't think I've seen anybody get through the process quite as fast as you have, so congratulations, and you're right behind them. So these guys are really just slamming it home, and you've got a test to take too, right? So one more kind of contracting test, but you're from Texas, so again, you just pay somebody and then all of a sudden you're a contractor. So a cowboy hat, and then you're drilling for oil. So that's awesome. But welcome. It's been awesome having the two of them in class. They were very engaged. They're very motivated and pumped up, and just really excited to see what you two are going to be able to do. So I wanted to also just say thanks to everybody that's come down to training and really helped out with these two guys, and we're really looking forward to what you guys are going to do. I know that the timing is tight for you two, but hopefully you can join us for our annual conference in San Diego. So that's going to be a really fun event. Bring you and your wives down, and that would be fantastic. So hoping for that. Aside from that, I just want to introduce your future trainer, or actually coach mentor, head of our franchise department, Todd Chapman. If you could say something, that'd be great.
Awesome. Thank you.
There you go.
Dave Vetter, ladies and gentlemen. Officially, our new trainer in training is going to be Dylan Moses. So let's give a hand to Dylan Moses as well for this week. So, well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for your commitment. We obviously know that, hey, in any business, we know that you're taking a leap of faith, right, and coming into it. But I also want you to look around the room and just see everyone that's here to support you guys. So obviously Dylan, myself, Dave, some of us will work with you more directly and be here for you guys, obviously. But it's everyone in here obviously helps make this brand great. So lean in, be engaged. If there's any advice I would give, it's as we were doing the business planning, we spent some time understanding, hey, where do you guys want to take this business? What do you want to do, and what kind of impact do you want to make? Obviously, with your family, your team, your community, all those concentric circles that you want to impact. Don't forget why you came into this, because as business goes, it's really easy to get in the daily grind. It's really to get in the focus of it, and it happens, right? I mean, life happens, business happens, and so it's really easy to see this close. But keep that in front of you, whether that's a Post-it note on the mirror or the dashboard of your car, or just in general as you're reviewing and keeping strategy. We talked about it this morning on our owner's call, just the importance of keeping that focus of strategy. And it's easy to, on the time management side, to just be focused on operations or your team and get in the weeds, but really keep that high level and keep the focus of the why. It's really easy. And then when times get hard, it's going to happen, right? There's going to be days that things don't always work out. Even if you have the most amazing plan going into the day, things happen, right? We talk about one of our core values is be nimble, hey, we were starting at 12:30 today. Well, you know what? Be nimble. Rob was talking for an hour. I don't know how long that testimony is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. But it pivot, Just sometimes we have to pivot in business. And then when those times come, that's the lean in, that's the engagement. We always talk about we don't have the mind reader on staff, at least yet, until we have maybe a robot someday or AI that can figure that out. But it's really, with us, it's lean in when we have it. Call out, reach out to Dylan, myself. All of us are available for you guys. There's a study done in franchising we talk about a lot, and I know we talked about it before, that about 1,000 franchisees filled out a survey, hundreds of franchisors, and out of that study, they found that the engaged franchisee was 3.7 times more profitable and higher revenues than the disengaged franchisee. And I will say this, and it's not to defend us or anything like that. If you don't lean in, that's, again, we're going to reach out to you. We're going to have those calls, but don't create the island for yourself. Lean in, be engaged. We're here for you. We're all here for you if there's a question. Even if myself and Dylan, we're not going to be everything, right? So we have to lean into our teams as well and engage with them. So let us know. Help us help you, right? And get through that. And the last thing I would say is know your numbers. We're going to talk a lot about that, right? We talked about it this morning on the call. Know not only your financial numbers, your top line, but all those facets of your KPIs that help you keep your team accountable, that help you run your EOS meetings and your scorecard. So, like I said, be engaged. We're here for you guys. Congratulations. We're so excited to work with you. I know Dylan and I are just can't wait to see your success. And again, hopefully someday that we're at a conference and be able to meet your families, and you guys can look back on this day as, hey, this is one of the best decisions we've ever made, right? Not to say it's always going to be smooth, but enjoy that ride, enjoy the process, and again, we're here for you. So congratulations. We're going to take a moment. We're going to go around. I want every one of our leadership team members to just give some piece of advice that would be a good takeaway, a good nugget for you to take back home. So we look forward to working with you guys. So thank you.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Great.
Tom and Rob. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we worked together for a few hours, right? It's been quite the journey, and I'm really excited. I mean, when we get to this point, and we've talked and we've engaged. We've gone through the discovery process and addressed hopefully all the questions that you had, to get to this point. And so it's a little. It's exciting, but at the same time, knowing it's a whole new journey, right? Now we're talking about new journey and what comes with that. And through the discovery process, I mean, it comes as no surprise that we talk a lot about our system. We're in construction, but we're not really the norm, and we're not the normal general contractors, right? We're not another contractor. So you've heard it from all the guys, I'm sure, through the best practices, all the things that we're sharing. How we approach the business and what to really focus on with KPIs and so forth. But I'll focus on really obsessing over customers' needs. What really separates us from other contractors out in this industry. We know that we're, by obsessing over customers' needs and focusing on a high level of service, we're talking about referral work. We're talking about 5-star reviews. Things that are going to get us additional business and with the right clients that we focus on. And at the same time, really focus on and obsessing on customers' needs puts you in a position to where you're not going to have to, it's not going to cost you money, because when it comes with bad service, bad reviews, I mean, I don't know if you guys seen all those studies, right, where it typically anywhere from 15,000, it can cost 15,000 plus, for one bad review, right, which means that people won't refer you and additional business will come your way. So that's kind of really something that I think when you kick off, you're gonna have a lot of things going on, is really obsessed over those customers' needs, high level of service, and can't be said enough, right? So I'm happy for you guys. Looking forward to seeing how this all takes off for you. Yeah, wonderful. Who's next? Dylan?
So we unpacked a lot this week, right? I saw you guys, just your heads were exploding by the end of each day. There's a lot of information that we talk with you. You still have 2 more weeks of training. For me, it's just don't ever become stagnant. Continue to learn. There's always things out there that you can educate yourself with different products, different ways, different install methods. Make yourself different than everybody else in the competition, right? Be smarter, be faster, be just better than everybody that you're going to go up against. And lean in on us. We're such an amazing, eclectic group of people and personalities and backgrounds that, if I don't know the answer, I can go to Todd. If he doesn't, he can go to Jim. I mean, somebody has the answer. Don't feel like you have to do it by yourself. Use a lot of the resources that we've given you just go to the next level as much as you can. You're not alone. I mean, look around in this room. It's absolutely phenomenal that we have this group here to support you guys. And, just know that, like Todd said, you're not on an island. So reach out to us and let us know. And I'll always point you in the right direction. And we're here for you guys, and you know that. So I think I've talked at you enough this week, so I'm going to pass this on to somebody else. But it was great to get to know you guys. I mean, I'm really happy, for you down in Texas, you can build skyscrapers in your backyard, and you've got snow coming here pretty quick. Woo woo! So it's amazing, and I know I'll talk to you guys soon. Who's next? Jonathan?
Congratulations, guys. My name's Jonathan McQuaid. I'm the general counsel here, and so I'm the lawyer. I'm going to be I always bring it down, and that's kind of unfortunate. But the one thing that I will say, and everybody here has heard it before, it's document, document, document. And it's not just for legal reasons. It's also for your team. Because you're going to be out, you're going to be meeting a client, and they're going to be talking to you, and in your mind, you're going to be like, I'm going to remember that, that's going to stick in my head. And then you get back to your office, and you get going with something, and you forget to tell somebody. And then your project manager goes out and starts working. They didn't get that instruction from you. And all of a sudden, they do something wrong, and the client's like, what's going on? I told you guys, please, don't open my fence because the dog is going to get out. And then the dog's now running around the neighborhood. Have fun catching him. That seems little. But what about something like this? It's a huge Lions fan. Maybe you remember that at the end of the project. And it's like, and you said, hey, I came into some Lions tickets. What do you think? I'm a huge Cowboys fan. But whatever it may be, or whatever quarterback might be playing for the Texans, whoever it may be. But just document, document, document. Don't rely on your own memory. Don't let your team rely on your own memory. If you hear them saying, oh, yeah, they told me this, it's like, did you write it down? Did you make sure that everybody else in the team knows this? Just make it a habit. It's going to it's going to help you sleep at night. And from a legal side, it's going to help you stay out of trouble. So say it one last time. Document, document, document. And that, okay? Thanks.
Oh, man. One piece of advice. I don't think I can only give one piece of advice. I think I look at all who've come before, right? And I've looked at all of the different pieces of it. And, I run the IT, I run the marketing. And so that part of it's very near and dear to my heart. So when we start thinking about IT, and you start thinking about your marketing, and how does that work, and going down that path, what I suggest always is start with your pictures, right? It doesn't matter if it's the salesperson, the project manager, or a completed project, right? Start with the pictures. That's the lifeblood of your business, right? 2 years down the road, customer wants to see the amazing project you just completed, and you don't have a picture of it, right? Let me tell you about this project. Well, you can't, right? You can describe a project to them, but that picture, you can say, look at this backyard. Look what we did to it. Look at this snow removal site, or look at the asphalt that we've installed, right? All of those things allow you to tell that story, right? And so it starts with your sales manager. So when your sales manager is out there, and we talked about this in training, we go over it, right? But it's something you've got to really, really cling to, right? Is when you're on site and you're taking measurements, right? Get all those pictures, right? Because that's going to help your subcontractor, right? And then your project manager comes along. Well, you want to know what that project looks like to start. Did something change between the sell and when the project manager goes out? That gives you that documentation. And then as you're wrapping up that project and you're on site going, for the 2, 3, 4 days, whatever that project length is, you're always out there taking pictures every day. And then you wrap the project. So we need to get final pictures, right? And they don't need to be the best picture in the world. As long as you're not taking it up and down, right now, I'm just saying, turn it sideways, go landscape. It's going to allow us to take that and tell that story for you, right? Whether that be uploading to a lead source like Yelp or putting it on your Google page or creating a video for you, right? That whole process from start to finish allows us to tell that story. And then as you complete projects, make sure you give it to us. I can't read your minds. I think someone talked about mind reading here a little bit earlier, right? And our AI just isn't quite smart enough to know when you upload a new picture. Sarah's working on that for you someday. So let us know. When you wrap those projects, when you have pictures, let us know. We want to do that. Kayla's whole life is social media, and she needs those pictures, right? That allows us to add more pictures to the database, not only for your location, but for every location, right? And she can post that on the corporate account or on your guys' local accounts. So all of those things allow us to really help you tell your story. So when the customers find you, they say, man, look at that amazing work. And then that brings me to my last point. Because all this media, right? Like, it just keeps going and going, right? Engage with Scott, right? Submit the form and ask us to come out and take video of your project. We want to come out there and help you guys. We want to meet with your customers, right? So what does that look like? Hey, I have a customer who wants to give me a interview. Great. We want to come out and get that. Hey, you have a subcontractor that wants to give you a review online. Hey, can we get a video of that? Can we shoot that project, talk to the subcontractor, and talk to the homeowner? It's like 5 videos for your location right there. And now you use that video to send to the next customer. And this can be commercial customers. They're a little bit tough sometimes to talk to, but we can still use some of that, right? Let's shoot those locations. Let's talk to the subcontractor. There's always someone who'll give you a line or two. Just got to dig hard enough, right? Let us do that for you, because when you send that to the next customer, hey, you guys did an amazing job for us at the distribution center in Burien for the U.S. Postal Service, right? And so we created that into a video, and we can utilize that, and we can send it to our other commercial clients. Homeowner, right? Here you go. All of those things allow you to market your business, because that's what people want to see. Anybody can make a website. Anybody can throw some pictures up there. But when you have customers and subcontractors starting to talk about your business, it's going to increase your closure rate over and over again, right? It's just going to help you more and more. So lean into our team, not just the media team. Lean into Todd and Dylan's support, right? They know the business. They're here to help you. And then kill it. You guys will do great. And I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Dave.
Thanks, Jim. Tom and Rob, right? Rob. Well, you guys are on an adventure, and I'm with the one guy who kind of sits back and watches how all of this happens. And I don't know if they talked to you about what Enbridge is. Did they share anything about Enbridge? A little bit? A little bit. So it's really the giving back arm of Evergreen Brands and Transblue. And I know Dave, his heart is that this franchise system is world class. And, from my standpoint, I came on about 4 years ago almost now and helped him start the giving back portion of Transblue. And I have been so incredibly blessed to be able to really see how this company is impacting the world and changing lives. I know you guys got into this to change your own families and the future of your own families. You know, you didn't get into this business and say, okay, I'm going to just give back to others, but you really want to see your families grow. And this really here is part of a new family for you guys to be able, as he said, lean in and take advantage of, you know, all of these guys and their expertise to make your businesses happen. But the good side of what's happening here is know that this isn't just where it ends. You know, what you guys do ends up blessing not just your families, but other people all around the world. We, through Enbridge, through Transblue, were able to, just this last week, bless a medical clinic in Uganda. And we were able to help them start a maternity ward where this small village, literally a few years ago, was just at the end of a dirt road. And what's happened over the last years has been literally just amazing. And one of our partners, called Heed Uganda, got in there. They began to educate children. Now they are serving. They've been able to build a high school. Up to 1,000 students are now in their elementary and high school. They're serving an area where kids literally walk about 4 miles, 5 miles to school. But it's a first-rate school, and we've been able to be a part of that. They just started a medical clinic called Ebenezer's this last year, and they came to us and said, "Man, we have about between 25 and 35 births in the village, in these 5 villages each year." And right now, the nearest maternity clinic is 7 miles away. And the only way for moms to get there is either walk or hire a taxi motor scooter, which if you're 9 months pregnant, that's not a fun ride, especially on roads that are almost impassable. And they came to us and they said, any way you guys could help us start a maternity clinic right here in the new clinic that we started? And we're like, yeah, we'd love to be able to do that. And so we were able just to send off the check to Heed, and they're starting that, and they sent back, the big thank yous, and we are a part of providing that. And the work that you guys do allow us to be able to give back and change lives. And one of our hearts is to be able to partner with you in your local community. So if you guys have a charity that is something that's near and dear to your heart, please reach out to me. Let us know, because we'd like to be able to bless the communities in which you serve as well. So giving back is really the heartbeat. And what makes Transblue world class is that it does give back. You know, God Family Business is really Dave's heart and Dave's motto. And to give back into the community is good. And doing good is always good for business. So, you know, I think Jim talked about getting those pictures, getting that story. Well, you know what? A story of giving back, helping, somebody in your community. It may not have a one-for-one effect, but pretty soon people know that you're a business that gives back, and you're a business that wants to do great things in your community, not just for people's backyards, but for the needs that are in your community. So, guys, you're on a great adventure, and know that, a little bit of what you guys do helps us be able to change lives one life at a time around the world. So, Enbridge is here for you. And if you have any questions, I'd love to be able to answer any questions that you have about, closing the loop, in a sense, of that business. So, all righty, Dave.
Thank you, Pastor Dave. That's awesome. Thanks everybody for, the advice that you're giving. You guys have been doing we've been talking at you a lot, but you've had some really great questions. And business ownership is challenging, right? If it wasn't, everybody would do it. And it's great that you guys are taking that walk, that transition, and you're going to have, it's rough. I mean, you heard on our call today with all the owners, right? And so there's rough times, but there's big rewards. And it's really just pushing through those rough moments. We've got a whole team here, as you can see, that's here to help you, here to support you. You'd be hard pressed to find a situation we haven't had to deal with over the last, well, in my case, 700 years or whatever that is. So I keep aging. Everybody here ages me. It's the running joke. So, back when we invented the wheel, it really helped out a lot, and that's where we're at. But for both of you guys, I mean, down south of Houston and everything, you've got a great season. You got a great market. You're down there. I know the grass turns a funky color or something like that in the wintertime, but aside from that, you guys are always cranking out work. A lot of work to do. For those of you that also maybe aren't as familiar with, where the Friendswood is outside of Houston. I mean, you're right next to NASA, and you were a contractor for NASA. Still are, basically, kind of on the side. We're trying to put that on the down low, But it's an aerospace community. There's a lot of engineering that's going on right there. A lot of money is being pumped in, and they got a big rocket launch coming off out of Cape Canaveral here pretty soon for NASA, and so all that tech is bringing a lot of income, a lot of growth. And he was showing me places that he used to, well, your golf course that you were at, where just outside of it, those fields are now just bulldozed, and now there's a whole communities and stuff.
Thousands of homes.
Thousands of homes. There's so many decks, so many patios. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then, then if you move basically west of Detroit, kind of head up the hill there, I mean, same thing with you. You've got Brighton is, how many minutes out of Detroit? It's not too much.
About 35.
35 minutes, yeah. Beautiful little community, lots of little ponds and everything like that. A lot of waterfront homes and everything. Different than yours. Your waterfront tends to be ocean or the Gulf of Mexico, but you can't get to it. But they've got a lot of homes on the water too. And same thing, same situation. It's a growing community. Detroit, you were explaining to me too, and we've seen it on the news, is really just expanding. I mean, there's a lot of reinvestment in that community, and then you're seeing a lot of transition, especially with the auto industry and with all the electric vehicles and stuff coming out. So same thing, similar situation. Both of you are in growing markets, and that drives that business. But it's not just the residential, right? It's all the commercial stuff that comes with it, and that's really where the money gets big. So I'm excited. They are currently, right now, both of them are searching for staff. Both of you guys looking for sales managers. I think you had a project manager or sales manager you got your eye on or something, and that's fantastic. And then, I don't know what you're going to make your brother do, so, just whatever you task him with, right?
He'll be our first project.
First project manager, right? Well, right now he's doing he does heavy demolition, right? So the reason that your brother wasn't able to be here is because he was setting up tower cranes or something like that, right? For two big tower cranes to take out an Alcoa. What is it?
He's working at Alcoa.
Alcoa's taking out a plant or something like that, right? One of the big factories.
$40 million
$40 million demo job. Okay, don't start with a $40 million demo job yourself. That's just free advice. That's a little bit of a liability. But, this team is here to help you. This team is here to support you. There's going to be a lot of things that come up that you're not familiar with, that you're running into for the first time. There's also good things that happen. That's the other thing that I think should come out of this. There'll be good events where share that with your coach, because sometimes a good event could be made better. Or a decision that you think you got nailed down, share those things with us, because what sometimes seems like a really easy decision sometimes could be made a lot better, or a liability could be avoided that you're not anticipating. We've done all the projects that you're about to do, pretty much. I mean, there's hardly anything we haven't done. And when you're reaching out to us, I think Tim Lyon put it best from Bellevue, is he said, he paid into a franchise because he wanted to pay for answers and solutions and not pay for mistakes. And when you do it alone, and if you put yourself on, to Todd's point, on an island, you're going to be doing that. And so we're here. We want to help you. We're very engaged. There's nothing. And also, the pride is a hard thing to get past, right? Everybody's real proud of what you do, and it's really hard sometimes to get over that and be able to ask and say, hey, I really don't know what I'm doing. And that's why, and be that. But we're excited to have you guys both on board. You've got a season. You got to get started right away because you're in Detroit, so you've got till November. Is that right? Yeah, right around November, and then the construction side kind of shuts down for the most part. How many inches of snow you get out there a year?
Annually, I think it's somewhere around 40, 42.
40, 42? Well, it was interesting. Let me tell you how much snow lands in Brighton. He was showing me. There's just a mound of dirt in town that's got a chairlift on it. So that's pretty awesome. They ski. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody out of Detroit, but when you snow ski in Seattle, it's a lot different, and that's how much snow they get. They actually have a ski resort in the middle of town, and I thought that was crazy, and that's really cool. So I'm gonna have to come out there on a sled or something and go have some fun. But and like I was saying with you, it's you've got just an open market year round, and so you're just going to be able to go in there and just start slaying it. It's cool. That's great. We love construction projects, but you got to love the snow because that's money that just falls out of the sky. And I like that too. But anyway, welcome both of you. I just want to bring you both up just real quick, if I could, and just have you say a couple things about your experience, about what you're looking forward to. I'm going to start over here because I don't know how long you'll talk. I know how long I can count on him for, so say something. That'd be great.
Well, it's been a great experience. I mean, I've learned a ton, and one of the things I really like is the Transblue family. I looked at other franchises. I made a lot of phone calls. A lot of when I asked about what's the support for the franchisees, well, here's an 800 number you call, or you put in a ticket on the website. Here, Dylan's like, send me an email, give me a call. These guys are, and everybody has been the same way. Everybody that's come in, hey, just let us know you're having a problem. And, that was what I was looking for because I know I'm going to screw stuff up. And I'm ready, and I expect to be calling Dylan, and he's probably going to end up blocking my number. But, the whole experience with Transblue, from the first day we came up for Meet the Team. After 5 minutes, it was like sitting around with old friends, that really meant a lot, and I just felt that, this was the place we needed to be. And my brother felt the same way. He's kicking himself right now that he couldn't get away from work because he really wanted to be here. And we're going to try to get him up here in the next month or two. But it's been an awesome experience. These guys, listening to them and they just opened us up and poured it in. It's going to be weeks. I'm still going to be, trying to process all this stuff weeks and weeks. Meeting Rob was great. Made a new friend. I was originally from Michigan, but I don't like the snow. So you can have all the snow you want. Feel free, if we get any, I'll ship it to you. So, but yeah, it's been great. And I think that, I think this is exactly the right fit for us. And, I can't wait to be really fully involved with the rest of the Transblue family. So thank y'all.
Appreciate that.
I have a plane tomorrow.
Yep.
So I don't want to miss my flight.
Okay, so that was good. Moving on to something else. No, I'm kidding. All right. I want to hear it. Get on up here. All right, come on, Rob. Tell us how you're feeling.
Long, long ago and far, far away. This has been, and I apologize. This whole morning has been very emotional for me. So composure is going to be difficult for me right now. The level of investment of the human capital that goes into supporting us. This journey started for me unknowingly out of faith. which is important to this organization. When I first became aware of Transblue, everything started to flow. It came into place. It started working for me. And the reason that it did that is because I allowed it. Composure. So the running joke is, the organization I just left was UPS. Every morning, managers and supervisors, before we put our people on the road, have a safety talk with them, go over the stuff for the day, 3 minutes, send them on the road. Generally, the only time it goes any longer than that is if we have, late next day air products coming in or something like that that require the drivers to stay a little bit longer. The running joke has always been that that Rob doesn't get to give the PCM the pre-work communication meeting unless we have late air. Because I do tend to get a little long-winded, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm emotive, and the experience that I've had here has been incredible. Just from just the initial conversations with Virginia, and moving on and dealing with Vince, the videos, the information, the knowledge, the camaraderie and the fellowship that you get when you come to here. I said it started with a journey of faith. It was I had to allow myself to stop telling myself that this is right or this is wrong, and just grab on to the idea of letting go. I told you it's going to be hard for me because you guys have done such a great job, It's really hard for me to stand up here and not get emotional and not get psyched and not even want to cry because I'm so overwhelmed, But it started for me with a parable, and I'm sure you've all heard it. The man on the roof in a flood, and the floodwaters are going up and they're going up, and a boat comes along, and the man in the boat says, "Come on, we're going to take you to safety." And the guy on the roof says, No, God's going to save me. I'm going to stay right here. My faith is a rock. I'm going to stay right here. Water gets higher. Another boat comes along. Same situation. No, God's going to save me. The rock, Pretty soon a helicopter comes along. He lets that go too. And unfortunately, he eventually perishes, and he gets up to heaven, and he says to God, "I had faith. I believed, man, and you let me die." So what happened? I don't understand. You said that if I believed in you, that you would deliver, that I would be taken care of. And he said, "Well, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. What more do you want?" And for me, I had to do it when I was making a decision to go forward. I had to, when I left UPS, I had to make a decision. What was UPS to me? Was it the boat or was it the water? And I found out that it was the water. And now I found the boat. So with that, my sincere gratitude for everybody here. Thank you.
Wow, that was awesome. That was really cool. Thank you guys. No, you were great. I was really hoping there would be a jet in there because I want to be a jet anyway. So, but that's awesome. No, that was great. And now that everybody's talked, I'd like to introduce Dave Westcott, owner of Transblue and Evergreen Brands. You could say a few words. That'd be great. Here you go, sir.
I had to say that because I saw Jonathan start to clap, and then no one clapped, so he pulled his clap back. See, I didn't want him to feel like he was the only one, man.
I'm from the 80s, one.
That was the legally responsible thing to do.
Legally responsible. I think that's the first time you've been told that. If you don't hold this mic just right, you can't hear it on the camera. This is a real mic. It's not like a fake mic. Like, it actually connects to something. Or maybe that's in my head. I don't know. But when I was listening before and somebody goes like, they can't hear him. Now you can hear me? Now you can't hear me. See, that wasn't a good experience. But I don't particularly like holding the mic, and I said that last time. So just as you guys get out there, the one thing that I just like to say is that it's all about an incredible experience for your customers. That's what it's all going to come down to. And one of my favorite brands, one of my favorite places that I like to talk about is Nordstrom's. Anybody like Nordstrom's? Oh, my sister-in-law likes Nordstrom's. Go figure. How's the Mercedes treating you? But I love Nordstrom's, and my wife and I, we've been going to the Nordstrom sale forever. It's like her favorite thing to do. And we've gone, I don't think we went this year, maybe the first year we haven't gone, but in years past, we've gone for years and years and years and years. And even back when we were first dating, we would go to the Nordstrom sale. And I can remember one particular Nordstrom sale we went to, and you know, at the Nordstrom sale, you get your points and you can see like behind the scenes type clothing, and you get like first crack at stuff that's a good deal. So I think, you know, maybe we grabbed about, you know, maybe $2,500 worth of clothes and just stuff, and it's sitting there. And the way that they used to do it was you would walk with like this personal shopper, and they would grab a bag and they would put all your stuff into this bag. Okay. And then they would keep putting it behind the desk. And then at the end, you would check out and you pay and you walk away with the items that you had purchased. And so we had done this. And if you know my wife, she loves to go shopping. And so she's excited about these things that we have purchased. And it's a lot of fun. We're having a good time. And we go to purchase, we go to the end, and all our bags are gone. And it's like, what? Well, the one thing about the Nordstrom sale is once it's off the rack, it's no longer on the rack. You can't get it, right? It's gone, or that's the way it used to be. And so there's like some disappointment because there's some shoes, leather jacket, you know, whatever might be in there. And they can't find it. They search for maybe half an hour. So they say, hey, go have dinner at the Nordstrom Cafe. It's on us. We're going to find this. So we go have dinner. It's on them. We come back, and they don't have anything. They completely lost our order. So they bring down some, you know, top level executive from Nordstrom's, some VP, and they give us this whole, we are so sorry. This should never happen. We are a world-class organization. And go in, pick out anything you want, $2,500 worth of stuff that you had chosen. That's on us. And here's another $2,500 gift card to the store. And that kind of customer service, right, is absolutely incredible. Like, it makes you want to be a Nordstrom shopper forever because nobody does that, right? Cool thing about Nordstrom's is that, you know, you go in there and you rip a pair of jeans or something doesn't, you can take it back. You can take it back forever. You know, I'm sure they've got some little caveats or some fine print in there, but I've never had a problem returning anything to Nordstrom's, even without a receipt. And it's just they go above and beyond for that incredible customer experience. And I'll share with you another experience that wasn't so world class. I happened to be in Dallas a couple of weeks ago for the CIMA Leadership Forum, and we went into the Rolex store. And you know, Rolex is a world-class brand, right? This is the high end of watches that are well known or well known to people. And we went into the Rolex store, and the response was this. We walk in, me, Amy, got the two little kids. You know, whether you're buying or window shopping, doesn't matter, right? You should all be treated the same. And they say, well, what do you guys want? And I said, well, you know, I'm thinking about upgrading the Rolex. And they're like, oh, where did you get that at? And I was like, I got that at Benbridge Jewelers. And they were like, oh, why don't you go back there? You're from Austin? And I was like, no, I'm from Seattle. And they were like, yeah, here's the thing. We're not really interested in selling you a watch. We would prefer it if you went and bought it from somebody in Seattle. And I was like, that's crazy. And they're like, yeah, and even if you order one, we're going to put our Texas customers ahead of you. So it might take you a year to get this watch. Now, you can believe Like, I'm super just like, first I was actually just shocked more than anything, to be perfectly honest with you. The anger didn't even come till later, right? But that's a world-class brand. What's the difference between a Rolex and a Seiko, depending on the Rolex? About $45,000, right? So, like, when you think about it, the Seiko probably tells time better, right? Because the Rolex has to be wound, and you have maintenance on it. You got to send it in every couple of years. It's $2,500 just for the maintenance. But it's this world-class watch. It's this world-class brand. Somebody told me a long time ago, many, many years ago, they said, hey, you know what? You buy a Rolex when you have the most significant event in your life, and it marks a period of time. And, you know, a lot of people think that way about that particular watch. And everybody knows Rolex, right? Because it's this very popular thing. But what do you think that does to me as a customer? And how many people are actually going out and buying Rolexes, right? See, I would never really want to buy another Rolex because of that customer experience, because of what one salesperson did. I'm sure that that's probably not the culture of Rolex, but at the end of the day, that's what happened in that particular location. And that has a huge effect. And how many people will watch this? I don't know, 300? How many people will I share this story with? I'm going to share this story till I die. Okay? And I have a goal to get 1 million followers on LinkedIn. So if that ever happens, 1 million people will hear this story. It's going to be the first story I tell when I hit 1 million. And that kind of treatment has huge repercussions on your business and on your brand. And it all comes down to me, to the way that you train your teams and that you work with your teams. And we talked a lot about it on the call today, right? We were on that owner's call. And you could track every single one of those experiences back to the owner and how they are managing the business, how they're training their team, the time and the effort that they're working on it. We took that little test, right, that said, where do you spend the most amount of your time? And the best place to spend your time is on your culture. The best place to spend your time is on your team. That test, that Ford test that we took that said, you know, how much do you know about the people that you work with is really, really important. And I believe it's even more important when you're starting, because one of the things that you can see is you know, guys come in, you got 1 or 2 guys, you lose 1 or 2 guys. What happens? It's just you again, right? Just you again. And for you don't want to lose your brother. That would be terrible, right? That probably won't happen. But, you know, we really want to be careful of that. So the biggest thing that I can say is just focus on that culture, focus on that incredible customer experience, and really, you know, hold yourself up to that Nordstrom's level bar, right? That Starbucks level bar, that Disney type bar, because those type of companies, I believe that they really exceed the expectations of their customers. It doesn't mean that everything goes right. When you guys went through the Meet the Team Day, I shared the Joe Marcus story, right? The worst job ever, redid the synthetic turf 3 times, re-poured the driveway 3 times, you know, put in the gate. The job that should have taken 3 weeks took 6 months. And the guy at the end of the job, I mean, just this horrible experience. The guy at the end of the job says, that's the worst construction experience of my life, but I'll never work with any other customer or company because I can't believe he didn't walk away after the first time the driveway went sideways. And then a year later, we close a $90,000 retaining wall, and you know, the next competing bid was $35,000 because of the references in the neighborhood. Like, that's the power of doing an incredible job for your customers. So as you take the leap, as you go out there, it's all about delivering that incredible customer experience to your people. And that's what I have for you today. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. All right. So now we've got a couple formalities. So we got a couple gifts. Let Dave kind of share and show you what we've got for you, and then need you to sign a flag. So I don't know if the media guys are ready. We got some picture taking we need to do. So kind of wrap this thing up. All right? Perfect. So, gentlemen, come on up. All right. So, Dave,
So we're gonna get some signatures, or we're going to we're gonna hand out the plaques.
there we go. Let's hand out some plaques.
Tom, congratulations. Let's get a picture with you. Beautiful. And I love this book. It's a little story about giving and what it means to business and why it's important. So if you have time, take a read of that. Now you can hear me, now you don't. And my man Rob,
Thanks, sir.
congratulations. Let's get in here and get a picture together. And let's flip that bad boy around. See, we want it to be world class. Hey, great minds think alike.
And so did we.
That's right. I know. Powerful book. If you have time on the airplane, take a read. We're super glad you guys are here. Congratulations. This is the first step in an awesome journey. And we are so excited for you guys. And now we're going to do some flag signing, right?
That's right.
All right, so pick your spot. Whoever wants to go first. Or unless you want to arm wrestle for who goes first.
He'll tell you when to sign.
Point to where you're going to sign.
And then I'll get all set.
Okay.
Okay, give me a sec. Okay, go ahead.
Boy, that's hard to follow. That's hard to follow. I mean, he had pressure and everything. That's probably the best signature I've ever seen.
Sunglasses out.
And I'm going to tell you, it's also, it probably stands out amongst all of them too. Yes.
Yeah, this one, I can't even read what that says, but, you know, it's cool.
At the top, so that's where I'm gonna-
He's going to be at the top because that's where he's going to be. Hey, Tim Lyon, did you hear that? He's going to be at the top. He's coming for you, Tim. Tim Lyon, are you listening? You're about to be dethroned.
All that snow.
You got some good pressure on that too. That's a pretty sharp signature. There you go. Woo!
Bring it on myself.
Okay. Do a couple leadership pictures.
All right, I thought we were doing tequila shots. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We don't do tequila shots. We don't do tequila shots. Somebody came here and said that one time. They were like, "Hey, let's do tequila shots," and we were like, "Whoa, dude, it's like 8 a.m. What are you talking about?"
That was Zach, right?
That was the FSO guy.
Okay, so we're gonna have Dave in the middle.
All right.
And
Which Dave?
you first.
Big Dave or medium Dave?
Big Dave.
Young Dave or old Dave?
Young Dave first.
I prefer.
Know your audience.
I prefer to be rich.
You know,
Just stay
Dave. Hey, Dave, if you have to let a few people go at the end of this thing, Jonathan will help out with that. I'm gonna turn this bad boy around.
Right in here. Let's go over just a little bit. Have you come in a little bit? Okay.
Can I just do this?
Sure, you can do whatever you want.
Awesome.
If that was the first time you've had a man touch your back, I hope it's the last.
All right.
Oh, there was this one time in prison.
Better go on.
Whoa! We gotta keep this legit.
Should we get everybody in here?
We'll get in the middle with Dave. and
What are we
Bob.
doing with this? Should this be the other way?
It's not really in the picture.
Oh,
I can flip it if you want.
Get here, man.
flip it around. I like it in the picture,
Dave, I'm
man.
gonna have you guys split the center now.
We're gonna split this thing. All right.
Well, after your last comment, now I'm nervous. But okay.
Hands above the waist. That's all you gotta worry about. We're all one big family now.
Get closer. Get closer, Rob.
There you go.
Got it.
All right, now the whole leadership team go up.
I have to move this table back.
Larry.
This time I'm gonna have you get
Yep.
Hey, we want Larry next to Jonathan, and Todd next to Jonathan, and Vince behind Jonathan.
Get in here, guys.
They make us look
Larry.
big.
I know. Thanks, guys.
Can you get us all?
Yeah, I can.
I wear gray just to
We're
show
holding
how
up
much
for
we're
it.
in.
Everybody this way.
Congratulations. Good job. Fantastic.
Are you nervous? Scared to death.
This is great. Thank you, everybody.
If that ever goes away, I'll let you know.